It's the second edition of the Team Champions League. What makes it so special is because we have a round robin stage and we've got teams into groups, and we're doing it the same this year. Last year was epic with Jason Ivans and Father Eddie Ivans taking the victory over the Mighty Ducks. Can the Mighty Ducks do better and take it one further? Or can Steady Eddie defend their title? They're both in the team draw. How is it going to work? Well, that's what we'll explain. Besides a round robin and then into the knockout, we are head to head the whole time.
Yeah, this is what makes this match play so interesting. It's match play from day one. So again, we have 8 groups. We have to divide the teams into just to make it easier for the next stages. Mm-hmm. So that's going to give us 5 groups of 5 and then 3 groups of 6 teams each. So each team will play all the other teams in their group. And 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and then 0 for a loss. But the interesting thing about the group stages is there's bonus points up for grabs. It's going to get down to points difference, same as last year where a couple of teams tied on points, but then came down to the points difference. So bonus points is winning by 6 or more, like 6 and 5, 7 and 5, 7 and 6 and higher. Your team earns a bonus point, which makes a big difference at the end of the day.
We remember last year, a couple of groups that went through, the bonus points were very, very important. So if you can get a big victory, that already gives you an advantage. So let's get straight into the draw. We'll start with Group A and we'll go through the teams and we'll see how it all unfolds. We've got the wheel of the fortune, should we say. Let's roll the wheel and see who the first team that comes up and the first players. It's going to be Hook My Slice. New team, Richard Stewart and Kira O'Connell. They teaming up this year to take on the team challenge. Next we have Rogue One teaming up again, Dana Perimal and Carl van Rensburg. Then the Joiners, 2 years ago, they were the champions, Randall Chetty and Brayton Nduweni. They take on, how do we say this one, Punamur, Ewald van Wyk and Henry Hall. And then fifth and last in Group A is Double JJs, which is Jan Venter and Jaco Jacobs. So, quick recap. Rogue One, Joiners, Punamur and Double J's.
Okay, that's Group A. Let's move on to the next group, Group B. Who's it going to be? Up first we have Concept Crushers, which is Simon Meyer and Leonard Nell. Who's going to join them in the group? Let's see. That is Swinger and Ringer, Ryan Estmond and Leon Oosthuizen. Not sure who's the ringer and who's the swinger there. Joining them is Bogey Bunch, Ronnie Volhooter and Trevor Miller. And the next team in Group B, we have Pitch Please, Steve Saunders and Jaden Volmerans. Great team name they've got. And the last team in Group B is Longshots, which is Nico Rutz and Louis Gerber. Let's just recap the teams in Group B. It is Concept Crushers, Swinger and Ringer, Bogey Bunch, Pitch Please and Longshots.
On to Group C we go. Let's see who gets drawn out of Group C. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, the wheel comes out as spinning. It comes out as Simply Irresistible. Who's in Simply Irresistible? It's Robert Michael and Joey Dupree. That's going to be very interesting. Very high handicappers. Lots of shots to be given. Second is Ja Swar, Hansi Haman and Rudolf Broderick. Third into Group C we have Shit Shots. Who's Shit Shots? Buddy Hall and Nikki Valenchut, if I remember correctly. And then fourth, we've got the Gamblers. This can only be Mark Borragero and Dylan De Beer. That will be an interesting pairing to see how that comes out. And then finally, into Group C, we have Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which is Jacques Ramsey and Francois Kampfer. Right, let's just recap for Group C. Which are the teams? Simply Irresistible, Yaswa, Shit Shots, the Gamblers, and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Right, up next, Group D. Let's see what the wheel brings. Up first we have Slice and Dice. That is Chad Rose and Wayne Jensen. Really interesting pairing there. Joining them in Group D is S. Baldings. That is Lyle Langley and Adam Ford. Right, let's see who's next in Group D. That is Far From Par, which is Kobus Skuman and Peter Zakario. And Joining them in Group D is Aquelas, Sepp Robertson and Edwan Potgieter. And last team in Group D is Shake and Bake, which is Leon van Aarde and Dewald van Rensburg. Let's just recap. Group D, it is Slice and Dice, S Baldings, Far From Pa, Aquelas and Shake and Bake.
We're on to Group E now. This is the last of the 5-team groups. Then we move on to 6 teams in a group. Okay, let's have a look who's first out. It's going to be Lucky Strike, which is Heinrich Boitness with a new playing partner in Boertha. Second in Group E is Hit and Run. Peter Prinsloo and Barry Fenter teaming up this year for the team match play. Who comes out third in Group E? It's going to be Sultan of Swing, which is the regular team of Luki Janssen and Karl van Meulen. Scales from the Vale, Matt Woodall and Russell Tanny take on the 4th position. 5th place in Group E. Couples Therapy, Connor Cotton and Joshua Taylor, who are new to our league, so good luck to them. Let's quickly recap Group E. Lucky Strike, Hit and Run, Sultan of Swing, Scale from the Vale, and Couple Therapy.
Right, and we move on to Group F, the first group with 6 teams in it. Let's spin the wheel and see what happens. First team in Group F is Dude, Where's My Pa? That is Ruben Swart and Basil Wright, another new pairing.
And my ex-partner.
Maz's ex-partner. Joining them is the Eagle Hunters, Sarel Stein and Cornel Erasmus. Up next we have Maz, are you going to pronounce that for us?
Yes, I'm going to try. Siampini Dragons. Siampini means champions in Gaelic. When they come up with the name.
Yeah, that is Maz and Paul. So up next, joining them is Crappy Fieldmores. Oh, we're in the same group. It's myself and Hanu Oosthuizen.
Didn't that happen before?
It has happened before. Up next we have MMWC, which is Ryan Jensen and Louis Jensen.
And we don't know what it means.
We'll find out. Joining them in the group is Prime Ministers Janko Dreyer and Charles Pretorius. So that makes up Group F. Let's just recap that quickly. It's Dude, Where's My Pa? The Eagle Hunters, Maz's team, Crappy Fieldmores, MMWC, and Prime Minister.
So that pretty much means we need to finish 1 and 2 to get out of the group. So good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Right, let's move to Group G. Who comes out first in Group G is Hook My Slice. Then Predators, Neville Curse and Kevin Ho joining up this year. Who's third? It's, how do we say, Cuervo Boys. Cuervo Boys, sorry. Hilton Button and Rudy van der Walt. Next up is J-Dogs. That's Jason Dedekant and Jamie Sherry. Who is up next? Finally, the Mighty Ducks get picked out from the wheel. Donnie Gelderhuis and Frikkie Barnard hopefully not bridesmaids again. And then finally into Group 6. Well, can you believe it? It's the finals in the same group. So they're going to be wanting to get through the group. And that should be interesting now because that's a bit different. Let's just recap. Hook My Slice, Predators, Cuervo Boys, J-Dogs, the Mighty Ducks, and Steady Eddie.
That brings us down to the last 6 teams again, which is going to form Group H. So it is Die Boeties, Aldo and Andrich Fourie in Group H. Joining them in Group H is G-Force, which is Graham de Villiers and Gerard Snyman. They've been playing together for a while now. I think it's their third year as teammates. Die Koene, Koenraad Pretorius and Koen Pretorius. I think it is father and son, definitely.
Father and son.
Yes, another father and son.
And another father and son.
Another father and son is the Benekes, Mark and Matt Beneke. And then we have Wild Leprechauns, which is Rick Lowe and Johan Wessels. And last in Group H is Pat Pat Bar, which is Mitchell de Asenso and Kyle Lawrence. Let's just recap Group H quickly again. Die Boeties, G-Force, Die Koene, the Benekes, Wild Leprechauns and Pat Pat Bar.
So there we have it. Everybody's been drawn. It's nice with a random wheel because you could go anywhere. What are a few things that we need to tell you? Right, super subs are a very, very important part of the team match play. When do super subs matter? Well, in the group stages. If there are 3 players playing, in an event and there's one missing, that guy will be super subbed from somebody else in the field because we got to keep going. There are plenty of matches to get to the final in November. What else?
Yeah, one thing I think we forgot to mention in the beginning is that the top 2 teams of each group will go through to the round of 16, same as we had last year.
Yep.
So yeah, something to play for. And just another interesting fact that the guys saw as well, the 2 finalists, the champions and the runners-up in the same group. So it'll be interesting to see if both of them can make it through to the round of 16 this year.
Right, there we go. Good luck. May the best team win.